And how's it going on this Wednesday evening? Tom Young hanging out at home here. Another edition of At Home with the Eagle. Thanks for checking us out tonight. We are on Facebook, of course, the 100.9 The Eagle public figure. Also at 1009 Eagle on Twitter, Instagram as well. And you can also watch us on our YouTube page, kxgl-fm. You can check us out, subscribe there, various things we're doing. You can find us there. And we're just going to have fun tonight. This is the second time we're doing this. We are just going to be talking about whatever's on our mind, and then whatever's on your mind, let us know. And we may talk about that as well. But this is At Home with the Eagle, and the Eagle is more than just me. So let's bring in the others who are much more the Eagle than I am, like Morgan Tanner. Why, good morning. Good.
Listen to you.
How is it going, Morgan? How are you this evening?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. Let's also bring in the doctor, Johnny Black, joining us this evening.
Yay!
Johnny, what's happening, man?
You know, Tom, you keep saying we're just going to have fun, but, we're waiting for let the fun begin anytime.
Let the fun begin anytime. Well, we got a lot of people checking us out. Milani's checking us out.
Milani.
Hey, Milani. There's Lee.
Lee as well. Robert hanging out. And so we just love seeing you guys. Love to interact with you guys. COVID-19 has been strange here in 2020. And this is a way we just want to stay in touch with you guys. Want to know what's going on, what's on your mind, and various things like that. And I guess we'll start with this real quick. Johnny, a lot's on your mind.
I was just talking to Daniel Klain, the writing lab professor over at WT. That's why I was almost late getting to you guys.
Yeah.
And he was telling me how our coworkers, Janelle and DJ Roro, who will probably be by to say hello in a minute. There's Daniel Klain.
There he is.
All right. What's up?
I'm supposed to be doing something with Morgan and Tom in 10 seconds, so drop on by. So howdy, Daniel. I'm telling him about your class. And about a year ago, I got to, people say I had the pleasure, but I literally was a pleasure. I got to go over to Canyon and talk to Daniel's writing students about the lyrics of Bob Seger and his influence on literature and his writing about the Midwest and that whole thing. And it was just wonderful, a lot of fun to do. And so now we're kind of asking for a return, sending some people over to the WT campus to talk about our big event on Saturday.
Yes, a big event indeed. And if you know anyone in the family who is a hip hop fan, Johnny, you got a big event happening there at the Starlight Ranch, don't you?
Yeah, it's for people who like to hip. And if you hop, that's fine too. We won't call
you can hip or hop.
Either hip or hop, and it's happening Saturday out at the Big Texan Starlight Ranch, and it's live music. And we've gone to a lot of steps to make sure that you're socially distanced, 1 car per 2 parking spots. So there's a lot of room around you. There'll be live music from 5 until maybe 10 or 10:30. And we have food trucks out there, Tank Burgers, and a couple of other folks I think will be out there with food. And you can buy tickets when you get there if you want to take the chance. But we only are selling 80 cars. So you can bring as many people in your car as you want. But once there's 80 cars in the parking lot, we've got that's it. So take a chance and show up, or buy your tickets online at yourpanhandleperks.com. And again, it's a price per carload, like the old going to the drive-in days. So you can put 5 people in the trunk. You go right ahead. We won't stop you. And it's if you or somebody you know, or your kids or grandkids or your little cousin, nieces and nephews like that stuff, and you want to get them out of the house, get them out from underfoot. For a Saturday afternoon and evening. I promise you a family, that we're not selling alcohol out there. It's not that kind of a thing. It's just a chance to get out and shake your booty a little bit and listen to some live music.
And if you want to just say hi to any of us, we're all going to be out there.
We'll all be
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's
So-
going to be there.
Yes.
Everybody's
So
going to be there.
it'll be a lot of fun. An Alpha Amarillo event, so come check it out if you would like. And once again, that is happening this Saturday, beginning at 5. Gates open at 4.
Yeah.
The Starlight Ranch parking lot party. And maybe Ann will fly in from Australia to
Come on, Ann.
to check it out Saturday. That is a long walk. That is a long walk from Australia.
That's a bit of a hike from New
Yeah,
South
it's a
Wales.
long drive.
No. So there are some things I want to talk about tonight, but before we get going, what's on your mind? You guys got anything good? Doing well? How you doing, Morgan, Johnny?
There's Kim Seward, who comes to us from Daniel Klain's involvement in the Eagle and what we were doing last year. So it's good to have friends that we got through that and still hanging out. And Kim is a big part of Saturday Night Solid Gold, just like Milani and
And
Ann
Ann.
and Lee and all of these folks. A lot of these folks pop up on Saturday nights and say howdy to us.
So yeah, nice to see them pop up as well on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
here.
on a Wednesday
So-
night. They're all talking amongst each other. They don't need us to have a good
No,
time.
right. we're just background noise while they
exactly.
do whatever.
You know, that's really the cool thing, though, about Facebook and Facebook Live and stuff like that. These folks met through Saturday Night Solid Gold, just kind of hanging out live on the internet and everything. And now they're friends and Facebook friends. So, yeah, it's cool. That's what it's all about.
Halfway around the world to
Yeah.
Amarillo. And there's Teresa Carlisle.
Yeah, the technology makes the world a much smaller, much more accessible place. That is for sure.
That's true.
Michelle Blake, Michelle and Kim took us up on our show us your 80s hair pictures
Oh, okay.
on our Facebook page.
Okay.
I got to tell you, Michelle and Kim, that was some big 80s hair for sure.
I wish I was more grown up in the 80s to partake in 80s hair, but I was still trying to learn how to like speak and walk and all that fun stuff, you know.
Yeah.
When it was the decade of the 80s. Speaking of the 80s and even the 90s, of course, and I know Morgan and Johnny, you're very well aware of this. Reboots are a popular thing on television. That seems to be where a lot of things are going. We're bringing back the good old days in terms of shows that we used to watch all the time. And game shows are ones that seem to be coming back. Like ABC brought back Pressure Luck and Match Game, and they're bringing back another one. One that was one of my favorites, Supermarket Sweep. Remember that one? Supermarket Sweep. It's coming back October 18th on ABC. Leslie Jones is going to host
that's perfect.
The show. It first aired back in 1965, went 3 seasons, and then kind of went away. But then it came back in the 90s, and that's the version we all are really familiar with. And that's the version that this new one is going to largely base itself off of, is what we remember watching in the 90s with, the mini sweeps and the time and the big sweep and all that fun stuff. And so that's coming back. Weakest Link is coming back. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. I did. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I can't largely remember how it went. I know you answered questions and you got to vote whoever you thought was the dumbest person off the show.
The only thing I remember was the little lady that went, "You are the weakest link."
Yeah, before there was Simon Cowell on that talent show, there was that rude British, "You are the weakest link." That's what I didn't like about it. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, Ann Robinson was her name. Yeah,
Yes.
And you are the weakest link. Goodbye, and then she'd throw that goodbye. But yeah, she'd be
terribly rude.
Cruel, and she had like zero emotion. Like there could be the funniest thing ever going on, and she'd keep a straight face, and then she would bash you down afterwards. But though, and Jane Lynch is going to be hosting that one.
Yeah,
and
that might be all right.
Yeah,
because I love Jane Lynch. She's pretty good.
And that is going to be September 29th on NBC. So that's like less than a week from today. So that one's going to come back soon. And ABC's got this lineup of the Pressure Luck. They got the Match Game. I think Alec Baldwin's hosting that.
They did that last year. It's like a summer thing where they run, 12 or 13 weeks of these game shows a couple times a week. And it's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
Fall, they're starved for these fall fall used to be big when we were kids.
Yeah.
Well, they had all the new TV shows or the new seasons of your favorite shows, and now they've got everybody locked down. Nobody can shoot new episodes, so they're doing these game shows, and it's a pretty good little alternative. I think it'll be. They have repeats on Netflix of Jeopardy.
Yes, I've watched them all.
I have watched a lot of them myself, and it's like, I don't know who won. I didn't watch it. It's always on when I'm at work, so I have no idea. It's not like a spoiler or anything. I don't already know who won just by the episode.
Ken Jennings.
Yeah,
Ken Jennings probably won.
Sorry, spoiler.
He definitely won a lot of them for sure.
So I guess Anne's answering a question. In Australia, they probably don't have a supermarket sweep. But what's great about the show is it's something that everybody has some sort of knowledge of, because if you've gone to a grocery store at any point in your life, which we all probably have hundreds of times, you may be able to answer the questions that are going to pop up in this game. And then once you do, you add time to your final sweep time. You start with 90 seconds, and you're trying to add, the more time you have, the more you can go out into the store and just fill your cart up with very expensive food products. You try to get the biggest checkout value. And then you go to the final sweep where you have a chance to win the ultimate prize, which back in the day was $5,000. It might be a little bit more now. But what all this had me thinking was, we all probably have a favorite game show that we just love to watch. It comes on no matter what we're doing. We're going to sit down. We're going to watch it. And I was just kind of curious, Morgan and Johnny, both of you coming from a different generation, different background than I did, if there were certain game shows that you enjoy that maybe I wasn't aware of. And if you're watching tonight, what are some of your favorite game shows? I just want to hear from you guys. Favorite game shows. Morgan, what do you think?
You know what? And this is going to surprise you. I used to not like Jeopardy at all.
No.
Because I felt so stupid. I did. It's one of those shows that makes you feel so dumb. But I love it now. That's probably when I do catch it. Absolutely love Jeopardy these days. Still don't feel really smart all the time watching it, but I enjoy it. So that's probably my favorite, really.
I'll take 70-20 Roman artists for 300 out. Sure. Yeah. And then someone sweeps the category. Where did you get that knowledge? Like, seriously.
Now, when they talk about 70s and 80s music, though, I'm going straight in for the big money off the bat. Yeah,
And there was a game show that I like. This is pretty obscure. I don't know if anybody remembers Remote Control, which was a TV pop culture based game show when MTV first started in 1982, 83, 84. Adam Sandler was they had characters walk in and out and do like comedy bits. And Adam Sandler was on it before he got Saturday Night Live, and a few other people. Like, that's how bad it was. And the thing is, the questions were always about movies or television or music, movies, and television, just pop culture. Nothing. The easiest questions on Jeopardy would probably be the hardest questions on Remote Control, and the prizes weren't that great. But it was a fun game show, and we would all, after classes at Amarillo College, we'd scoot over to our duplex and watch Remote Control at 2:00 in the afternoon. It was pretty good. It lasted 3 or 4 years. There it is.
Is that it? Remote Control there? This is James Gall on YouTube. Is this the opening?
That looks like it. MTV's Remote Control. Yep, and there's the guy.
There you go. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Remote Control.
Yeah.
I want to watch it now. Let's watch.
Yeah. This is what's his name?
Colin Quinn.
Thank you. Yes. Colin
Quinn. He
was
also on Saturday Night Live later.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did the weekend updates.
And then there's the sardonic, tongue-in-cheek, always made you feel like an idiot host. Look at the year, 1989.
Yeah, 89.
Oh, talk about some big 80s hair. Look at those two.
Man,
look at the guy in the green and the girl.
Right.
Outfits, too.
I think the girl's name was Kari or Carrie, something or other. And one of the big advertisers was Mitsubishi. later when we got Morgan, when we got all those remotes at Gene Messer Mitsubishi, I used to always think of remote control, and they always gave away like the worst of the line Mitsubishi, the cheapest little, but those kids were all in college. They were happy to get it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Golly.
Hey, there's my cousin Andy Lemons.
Hey, and he's helping us out. Yes, Colin Quinn. Thank you.
Yes,
I was drawing a blank.
Andy.
Yeah.
We've got lots of folks popping in over here. Teresa is reminding us about Joker's Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the one that, was that Bob Eubanks? Is that the one that he hosted? Is that
I think so.
With the giant cards? Or
yeah.
I might be
I think so, yeah.
Was that the no whammies, or was that?
No, that was Pressure Luck.
That's Pressure Luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joker's Wild, I think it came on.
And the Whammy Show. There you go. Like people call it the Whammy Show as opposed to Pressure Luck.
And see, the game shows that were luck-based, it was just kind of a different thing because you weren't watching somebody try to remember or know something. It was just, it was like going to the casino and watching somebody throw dice and like, bing, right. Skill really doesn't enter into it.
Yeah. I guess. Speaking of a game with skill here, Daniel mentions Double Dare. Double Dare was a great one. I did enjoy that one, and then you go through would you like to answer a question or do an obstacle challenge or whatever it was?
Right.
And then of course, like everyone remembers the nose, like digging up through the slime nose to get the flag. That's the thing that I remember most about. You ever watch Double Dare, Morgan?
I never watched it.
It was on Nickelodeon, so
I never watched it.
Mark Summers, who I think hosts now a show on Food Network or something, he was the host of that.
Okay, now I'm sorry. Kim has got a lot of my shows over here. Match Game, Family Feud, Price is Right. Let's Make a Deal is still on.
Kim,
Let's Make a Deal.
Family Feud. Who was your favorite Match Game or Family Feud host?
Oh, good question.
Because it was Richard Dawson, and
you had the British guy who was the boss in the Drew Carey show. I forgot his name.
Yeah, and there was the guy from Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, Al Borland from Home Improvement hosted for a while.
Right, that's right.
I forgot about that. He did.
Yeah,
I think I like the guy from Hogan's Heroes the best. He was so schmarmy, and he wore those big leisure suits, like the disco suits. Yeah, with the wide lapels, and he would always kiss the wives a little too long.
A little too long.
Oh, you're talking about Richard Dawson.
That's Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson. Okay, all right, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, I think
be a game show host. He was made to be a game show host.
He really was. He really was.
He did that, and he was on Match Game a lot as well as one of the 6 panelists.
Yeah, that's on Amazon right now. The old Match Game 75, Match Game 76.
Yes.
Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summer.
Yeah.
Kitty Carlisle.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about him forever.
Like a lot of those free digital cable services like Pluto and all, they have like the channel Buzzer, which has a lot of the older game shows on it, like, the Match Game 74. Our engineer, Charlie, that's his ringtone. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
His ringtone is the Match Game theme. Every time
I wondered what that was. I've heard it and gone, what is that?
I was like, we're getting ready to fill in the blank.
And those actors and actresses were hammered,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them were. That was back in the old days when you had a martini and a cigarette for lunch,
Right.
Yeah. We didn't know about like cancer and cirrhosis, and
I'll bet you Richard Dawson had a couple of dozen martinis at lunch before he went to film.
He had a couple of pops before they filmed episodes.
I think he did.
So Kim's helped me out here. Like I said, new comment came in, but I didn't make the connection there with the Richard Dawson and Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah,
because I'm a little young, I guess. But a lot of
when Hogan's Heroes first came on, it used to come on after school as one of those. When you get older. I remember being shocked to find out, like, when the Brady Bunch was actually on TV. All of those after school shows, Gilligan's Island and Gomer Pyle and you find out later that like those used to be primetime TV shows.
Yeah.
They didn't just make them for after school consumption.
No.
No.
You know, I always thought that they did. You mean people used to come home and eat dinner and then watch the Brady Bunch?
Right.
Yeah, right.
The primetime show? You got to be kidding me.
Marsha.
Yeah. At 7 o'clock at night instead of 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right. Yeah, that's. Here's another one for you, Johnny. If you liked remote, was remote control on MTV? You said.
Yes, early
Okay.
MTV.
How about Singled Out?
I remember
that one a little bit. That I was still pretty young, but I remember that one.
Yeah.
I can't remember who hosted it. I think the host was someone that we know, but I'm blanking on that
And
one.
that was the beginning of MTV saying maybe just showing videos isn't going to get us through, and we should try other programming. They should have stopped with those light game shows, and now they don't even show videos anymore. It's kind of, I don't watch, watch that. But Robert Adams, I remember the dating game. There's two different incarnations, I think, of the dating game.
Yes. You got you got that. You got the Newlywed Game as well.
Yeah. Bob Eubanks.
Yes. Some of those, it's just like, yep, they're sleeping on the couch tonight. How'd you get that one wrong?
Yeah.
We're
They
very,
were so suggestive,
yeah.
Your wife was an ice cream cone.
What flavor would she be? Should
What
I
flavor
answer
would-
that on TV?
He said pistachio.
Back
Oh,
then, that was
no.
like racy. Ooh,
Yeah, it was racist.
racy.
Yeah. Pistachio because she's nuts. That's why. No.
Right.
Right.
And then you got hit over the head by the piece of cardboard.
They always whack you with the card. Oh, honey, man.
Maybe I was thinking Jenny McCarthy. Maybe she did host Singled Out. I could be making
I think
that up.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
So, but yeah, so a lot of great game shows there. And hi, hey Rachel, do you want to come in here?
Your child is driving me nuts.
Yeah, we got a dog, Abby. Maybe seen a couple pictures. Apparently,
Yeah.
she's driving
Is she in there with you? Is she there with you?
She just came in now.
Show her off for a second.
Let me see. I'm on the big old laptop, so I'm
Hi,
I don't know if I
Rachel.
can really move it.
Hey,
Johnny
Rachel.
says hi. I got headphones on, so she can't hear you, but they all say hi. Abby, hey,
I
come
showed
over here.
Brody off
Here,
last
pick her up.
Yeah.
We'll get Abby here.
Yeah, I know I'm talking. He's over in his bed tonight, just kind of
Yeah.
chilling.
He's
Did
hanging
you
out.
hear you say his
Yeah.
name and go, what?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. He's just kind of hanging, going, she's doing that video thing
Yeah.
that she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, she's trying to get Abby. Abby's being difficult a little bit,
Oh,
but I do want to tell you about some of my favorite game shows. You got her.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me go full screen
Here,
here.
you
Let,
take
let me show you our newest family member.
yes. Let's see
You can
Abby.
bring her in. This is Abby who made
There
her.
she
Aw.
is.
Hi, Abby. Abby, you're famous, kind of.
Aw,
Hi, Abby.
sweet girl.
Say hi. Say hi.
Sweet girl.
Lonnie says hi, Rachel.
Hello.
So come over and lean in and wave. Let the it's okay.
It's all right.
Yay!
Hey, Rachel.
That's right.
This is our Schnauzer mix. Her name is Abby, and we've had
She's
her
so
since
sweet.
what, June 6th. So a little over 3 months now, and
What are you doing?
she has settled in nicely. She was a little bit of a project early on, but she has turned into a very, very, very good dog. And look, Abby, look.
Somebody decided he was hearing people calling and thought he needed
Yeah.
to show up.
Bro. Hey, Brody.
Yeah,
I rescued
Brody and Abby just hanging out. So there we go.
Just
And
chilling.
That's what we're doing. We're at home. So
That's
at home,
it.
at home, things happen when we're at home. It's amazing.
Oh.
So okay, I think Abby wants down. So before she yanks my headphones out.
Somebody needs to go on a diet
Yeah, there you go.
with mama.
Yeah.
With mama.
All right.
Bye,
Abby.
Rachel. Bye, Abby.
Yeah.
My butt tight.
Quit smacking her in the face, Abby. All right. Crazy dog, but yes, yeah. Abby is adorable. We love dogs here at the Eagle. We
We
always
do.
have.
Yeah, we're
Abby
dog
and-
folks.
And Brody and all that. So anyway, I wanted to tell you some of my favorite game shows. Some that you've heard, ones that maybe, unless you really dig for them, maybe you haven't. But of course, I think my number one overall is Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I like watching shows that I have to engage in. Like,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
playing along. Like, can I beat the contestant to that? Oh, I would have won money if I would have been on that show, even though I probably wouldn't do anything on Jeopardy if I were to go on that. I've always been a Press Your Luck fan. I like the old one. That's the Whammy show. And that game gets intense at the end, especially when you have like,
It
because
does.
the third place person goes, the second place person goes, and more than likely afterwards, they're going to be with the most money. And then the first place person after the first round has all these spins.
Yeah.
And then they have to determine how long they go. Do I pass them on and have them try it? And it just gets insane at times. That game, I just love it. Wheel of Fortune, kind of like.
I was going to say Wheel of Fortune. Hadn't heard that mentioned yet. That's definitely a spectator sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one where you can kind of play along with. Can I
Yeah.
guess this before?
You're screaming at the TV and they
Yes.
can't solve the puzzle. It's
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm
And
the
then
worst at those puzzles that ever was, though. Oh, I'm horrible at them.
Yeah.
I'm awful.
It always cracks me up when they're like, I want to buy a vowel, R. Or and they do something like that.
Yeah,
And then it's
some
like, no,
stupid-
that's not what a vowel is. You can't do
That's not
that.
about.
Please try again. One of my, of course, Supermarket Sweep. I was a fan of that as well. So I'm looking forward to checking out the reboot of that one. Have you heard of The Chase? Has anyone heard of The Chase? Now, this is one that premiered on Game Show Network, and it's no longer on anymore. But it's another one of those quiz shows where it's questions and answers. People who are really smart, they go against a character called the Beast, and his name is escaping me, but he's like this Oxford mastermind from overseas. And you're going up against this guy trying to be smarter than him on an array of topics. And it is a really, really fun game show. And unfortunately, I think they only had like 3 or 4 seasons and it stopped. But you can probably find some of those on, I think they're on Netflix right now too. You can go back.
Chase?
The Chase, yes.
Okay.
Dan is saying it's in Australia.
Hey, all
She
right.
says they watch it
okay.
every night. Yeah.
Now, is it the same guy in Australia, or is it like an Australian version of the show? I'd be kind of curious because I am a huge fan of the Beast, and his name is Mark, I think. I forgot his full name, but he's also like a larger than life figure, so he's perfect as well. So he's like stupidly smart, and he's a big dude, and it's a great show. And Kim knows The Chase. Yeah, it was a Game Show Network deal, but that was a great show. Another one on there too, Idiot Test. Have you heard of that one? Guy named Ben Glebe is the host of that one. He's a comedian. He grew on me. He was pretty funny. But you have these pictures, and they ask you a question about these pictures. It's kind of tough to explain. But the way the picture's set up, your mind's like, oh, there's the answer. But you're probably wrong because it's hidden somewhere else. And like I said, I'm not explaining this very well. You just have to see it. But like, you're trying to solve little puzzles on this picture based on a certain question that's being asked. And some of them are very entertaining. And I'm probably about only 50% on getting them. Like some of them just fool me. And then once you see your answer, it's like, obviously that was the answer. It makes perfect sense, but you just don't see it in like the 30 seconds you have to look for. But
So
Melania,
it's like
the name of that show is Win Ben Stein's Money. Just to answer Melania real quick. Win Ben Stein's Money. And he was one of Richard Nixon's. He was one of Richard Nixon's advisors and worked in politics for a while. And he was supposed to be extremely smart. So they had him up against. It's kind of like what Tom's talking about. You had to be smarter than this uber intelligent politico intellectual guy named Ben Stein. And then he went and he was on in the movie with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and he was in a series of TV commercials. But at first, he was a pretty serious dude. Win Ben Stein's Money was the name of that.
I remember that, yeah.
And he never has a red eye problem either.
No,
his eyes are. He's always got clear eyes. Thanks to
that was kind of Act 3 for old Ben, was doing those Visine commercials.
Yeah. And thank you, Kim. Mark Labbit. I think that's the name. That's the name of the beast. But that is a great. If you love those quiz shows, like that one has like some rapid fire question asking, how many can you get right in 60 seconds, kind of a deal.
Right.
And it's just like, you'll be doing music, then movies, and then history, and then math, and then it's just all over the place. And it's a really great show. I just wish it was still on. But
and is your guys' host Australian? Is it an Australian version of this show, or is it the American one we're watching and you're seeing it in New South Wales? And we're just curious.
Yeah, I'd be kind of curious to know about that too.
Yeah.
And if it's still on, maybe I can YouTube it and find some other episodes to watch.
Yeah, there you go, Tom.
Thank you, YouTube.
Right?
For all that stuff. But yeah, lots of great, indeed. Chase is intense. Like that the final chase is great. Because whoever beats the beast in their first round hangs out for the final chase. So it can be one contestant or all three of them. And then you have, I think, like 2 minutes to answer as many questions as possible to build up the board. And then the beast has that amount of time to answer that many questions to prevent you from winning. If that makes sense. So like if you get 20 questions right in your final chase, then the beast gets 2 minutes to answer 20 questions right. If he gets one wrong, you get a chance to steal it to get an additional question right and make it harder for him to catch you. But he more likely than not will catch you because he is good. And that's what makes the show so entertaining, because there are times it's like he's not going to win tonight. And then all of a sudden he rattles off like 6 answers in a row in 10 seconds. And then boom, he just,
wow.
It is a great, great show. And I wish they still made that one.
Anne is saying that the host is from Australia.
Okay.
That their host is in Australia.
The Chase out there that you have not seen, Tom.
All right. Well, here we go. Andrew O'Keefe, the host. Bradley Walsh hosts the ones in the. Oh, there's 2 other ones that I can be checking out right now.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. And so like they'll still show reruns and stuff, but Amy's chiming in here. It's on Game Show. Are these new ones or are these old ones that they're just replaying? I'd be curious to know about that, Amy, because maybe I just am not paying attention as much as I should be. Because that is a very, if you like Jeopardy, you'll like that show. I think just kind of a different way of going about it. And I checked this one out a couple times. Remember this one, Beat Shazam, on I think it was Fox. The Jamie Foxx hosted.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
Here we'll play a song and then or lyrics, and then you got to figure out the rest of it, like based on the app or whatever. But that was
they always said, I remember Name That Tune, and then they brought that back.
Right.
That was a great show too.
Yeah.
I like for them.
That.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed that show when I was like 6 years old and knew nothing, and I still enjoyed that show. It's like I'd like to watch it again with what very little knowledge I have now, and see if I can do any better with that. But I just thought that'd be a fun topic tonight because we all have favorite game shows, and then ABC is going to be rattling off their game night starting tomorrow with a few things, and then the new ones are coming a little bit later. So maybe some of the old ones you liked will be coming back as reboots. You never know.
And Anne says theirs is new because of the social distancing. So they're kind of doing over there like they're doing here, kind of revamping and bringing back game shows because nobody can film, really. Nobody can go into sets and film now. And you can social distance on a game show.
We're waiting for of much beloved shows that either were halfway finished with the new season or they were about to start filming the new season and they just had to stop production. I think we were talking the last time we did this about, what's the guy's name? Kim Seward, help me out here. The adventure show we watched on Amazon. It's the guy's name. He's a character in the show. Anyway, they were working on season 4 of that and they had to stop, and a lot of these shows just had to stop production. So game shows are the answer.
They really have been.
Yeah, they're easy TV. They're fun to watch. Like what we'll do is we'll make our dinner. We'll flop on the couch, and then we'll we'll watch a game show, and then we'll play along with it and see if we're smarter than they are, and which usually, at least with me, is not the case. But it's always fun to find out.
Is Jeff Foxworthy still doing that sixth grader? Are you smarter than a sixth grader?
I don't know if that's still on or not.
That was just mean. That was mean. I've got a college degree, and I know I'm smarter than a sixth grader. And sometimes they just threw out questions that made you feel stupid. So,
hey, is this your show, Johnny?
Yeah, Jack Ryan. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
And we're waiting for the new season. And you guys, I'll tell you what, there's 2 seasons of it on Amazon Prime TV, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And it's kind of like Game of Thrones in the sense that they spend a couple $1 million on each episode. They've got scenes going on in Mallorca and Spain and in Europe and all over, in South America. It's got high intrigue, and they spend the money instead of just throwing a green screen behind old Jack Ryan. They send John Krasinski to these places, and so it's a high dollar, great, one of their better, like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and these other shows that have done real well for Amazon. Jack Ryan is another one for them that's done really, really well. But with all that money and all that travel, they just had to say, wait a minute, we'll do season 3 when we can do it like folks are used to seeing.
So, and I'm kind of with Amy here. Jeopardy can be the hardest to play. Yeah, like I was joking about earlier, like the categories, like you can just tell with a certain category, it's like, yep, I'm out on this one. No way. Just go ahead and get that out of the way, please. Oh, football. Cool. I can go.
I met a guy at a dinner party one time who had been a contestant on Jeopardy.
Oh, really?
Seriously?
Yeah. He was telling us about, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, that knowing the answer is maybe 30% of what you need to do. The rest, the rhythm of the buzzer, and then being used to the lights and the camera. If you've ever been on TV before, that helps a lot. And if you know, like after he finishes asking the question, there's a beat, and then you can hit the buzzer, which is why you always see people going, no, oh, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. We're like, no, dude, you just don't know how to do it. You know?
You don't work, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and James, what was James' name? Jeopardy James. I can't think of his last name. He was one of the best I'd ever seen at playing the game because, he knew he would sit there and go, he could sum up everybody else's scores, and he knew, okay, I've got to really go in on this one so I can make me some big money and pass everybody.
How to play.
Yeah. And he was so fascinating to watch.
And then the one guy that we were just talking about that starts from the highest and goes to the lowest, I think that's Ken Jennings, right? Starts with the $2,000 question and goes back.
I think so, as a rule, yeah.
And there's a method to all of that. But this guy that we talked to, it was a cast party for a theater production, and they all had this big dinner. And this one guy had been a contestant, and I think he got through 2 episodes. Of course, they filmed them all the same. You go backstage and change clothes, and then come out and do another one. Instead of we'll see you tomorrow, and it's more like really, we'll see you in about 45 minutes. Go back and get your makeup touched up, makeup, and come back out in a different shirt.
On one of the YouTube, or not YouTube, Netflix Jeopardy shows, like what they're doing is they highlight certain champions, and you see all the episodes of that champion. One of them likes to go across the board. And I think that is an interesting strategy if you can handle it, because it's got to throw off everyone else, because you're thinking, I'm just going to answer 5 questions about said topic. And this guy's like, no, it's 200, 200, 200, 200. And that was the way he liked to do it if he was controlling the board. And he was good at it because obviously he got a series of shows on Netflix based on how many times he won. So I thought that was an interesting approach.
People have objected to the way that people play Jeopardy now. There have been whole message boards and threads about it's not fair to do this way. And they're all using simulations to play at home and practice. And some people are purists. I would probably be a Jeopardy purist. But I guess at this point in this culture now, if you can do it and get away with it, go ahead. I just prefer the old school where if you walked in and you were pretty smart, you had a good chance at being a Jeopardy champion, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the strategy, though, while there is something to that, you still got to be pretty darn smart to play Jeopardy and win.
Yeah.
You definitely
Yeah. So you still got to be pretty intelligent to play that. And then, strategy plays some big part of it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like she's a nuclear physicist and a member of Mensa. He's a barback, from Pawnee, Indiana. And then he wins because he knows how to play.
Yeah.
And, you think, how can that guy beat this woman? Because she doesn't know how to play the game and he does.
Yeah, Jeopardy is a crazy show, and then you look at certain people like that. That person's going to do well, and then they're in the red after round one, and then it's just like, and then occasionally you get the person that doesn't even make it to final Jeopardy, which is crazy to think that you couldn't just get one right and stay positive or something. But yeah,
well, we are nerds, huh?
Yeah, we talked about game shows for about 40 some odd minutes.
That Jeopardy is wild.
Yeah.
It's some crazy times. That's what we do. That's what we like. But Kim Stewart says her brother tried out for Jeopardy and it was difficult to coordinate. He didn't make it onto the show.
Yeah.
He had the experience.
See, I'm impressed. I know somebody that's related to somebody that tried out for the show.
See, there you go. It's like 2 degrees of Jeopardy contestant or something. Or something. I just thought that'd be a fun topic tonight because it is indeed fall now. And fall kicked off, what was it, Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
But outside of game shows populating your cable televisions, what else do you like about fall? What are you looking forward to this year, maybe in particular, that other years maybe you haven't because of how bizarre of a year this has been?
Johnny's all about the football. I know that.
I love the football and I love the fall. I like being able to, it's so hot all the time. In the summer, I was out earlier this afternoon when I was walking to my car after work and I thought, this is beautiful right now. It was about 76 degrees and there was a little breeze blowing and pretty soon the tree in Amarillo will begin to change color. And I just love everything. I like being able to wear sweaters or long sleeve shirts and all of that. So I just like everything about it.
Well, you might have to wait until at least next week at some point because I think the 90s are creeping back.
Yeah, 90 tomorrow.
Yeah, I think like 4 or 5 straight days of 90s, low mid 90s, and then so.
Oh, poo. No.
We're not quite there yet, but I know. Mary Jane shares your thoughts, Johnny. Big football fan. Big win for your boys on Sunday. Looking like it was going to be 0-2, and then out of nowhere, Atlanta blew another big lead.
That was a thing of beauty. I got to tell you, I've seen ballet, and I saw that game, and I tell you that game was as good as any coordinated ballet that I've ever seen. 5 seconds left, and if they hadn't gone for 2 earlier, it would have tied it up. So they went for 2 earlier, and that turned out to be a smart move. I think Atlanta had gone for 2 and missed, so they missed a chance to put an extra point up by going for 2 and not making it. And the Cowboys had gone for 2 and then won with that field goal, 5 seconds left. So that was
crazy.
That was
crazy.
Yeah.
So
and then I went to a movie at the movie theater. It was just the craziest day ever.
You did what?
I know, right? First time in 7 months.
Wow.
So
what'd you see?
I saw Tenet with John David Washington. He's Denzel Washington's son.
Okay.
And it was a very good movie. If you've ever seen, here's what I compare it to. If you've ever seen Inception, a lot of people complain that Inception is very difficult to understand. You've got to see it more than once to really understand what's going on with the dreams and things that move slow because you're in a dream state, the different levels of sleep in Inception that you travel into. And if we go down one level, it's an hour in real life is a week. But if you go down 2 levels, an hour in real time is 2 months. And the guy says, what's it like where he is? And they said, it's an eternity. He's down there forever. We've got to get him. And so that's Inception. And Tenet is like that. I won't say too much more, but I definitely want to see it again. The entropy of certain physical properties of things is changed by moving them from the future into our time. So a bullet goes back in the gun, or air doesn't go in and out of your lungs properly, so you have to wear a mask. And it's very high intrigue. And if you're going to see a movie only once every 7 months, that was a pretty good.
It sounds good. I loved Inception. I love it.
Well,
So, yeah, I'd like that.
Some people might want to see movies a little bit more, like Kim here. She wants to know, Johnny, how was that experience based on all that's been going on with the COVID? Are they allowing certain things, not allowing others, keeping you separated? How was the experience as a whole?
That was what got me to go. My dad has wanted to go. He's feisty. He's about to turn 82. And he's been saying for months, let's just go and we'll give it a try. And, I'm like, it's got to be a movie that's worth getting sick for 2 weeks if that's what happens. But I kept getting these ads from Cinemark telling us what they were closed for 4 months. And I kept getting these ads saying, here's what we're doing now. And here's what we're doing. And the last series of ads I got in my email said they were not going to let anybody in without a mask, and that they were reducing the number of showtimes per movie so that they could spend an hour cleaning each theater and wiping everything down, and that everybody in the theater that works there was going to get, like we have to do at work every day. We have to take our temperature and write it down, make sure we're not sick, and all of this stuff. So I thought, well, now they're doing it right. And they don't sell the seats next to you. So there were 4 of us, my stepbrother, my dad, and his wife, but there was nobody 2 seats this way and nobody 2 seats the other way. And those seats at Cinemark are already about 1.5 feet apart from the person next to you. So we were a good 3 or 4 yards away from the nearest people.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. And so they do their best to keep you away from everybody and keep everything nice and clean. They have hand sanitizer stations up and down the hallway near the snack place and all of that. So they've really done it right. They're not kidding around. They know, if they want to make money having us come to movies, they're going to have to make us feel secure.
Well, and that's great. Like I'm one of those guys that right now, Rachel and I, when we occasionally get the urge to go out to eat. So when we've been doing that, it's been local businesses all the time. We're trying to help those guys out as much as possible. But the ones that are taking it seriously to the point where it's like, hey, we're keeping you separated. The staff's wearing masks. There's hand sanitizer if you want to have some when you come in and out. Like the ones that are doing that, we're more willing to go back to.
Yeah.
It's like, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much for, whatever you think about the whole thing, you're at least taking time to make sure that my experience and my safety is first and foremost. And I will gladly come in and enjoy a meal at your establishment. The places that don't, we haven't gone back. So, but there are definitely some great places. And it sounds like if you want to go to a movie, you're in good shape there.
Cinemark for sure. I'm not sure. I haven't been to the other 2, but Cinemark's definitely doing what you want them to do.
All right, good
There's
stuff.
A lot of people coming in and out. A movie theater can be a pretty dicey, even during flu season. But in the years past, I've gotten a little nervous in a movie theater. Thousands of sticky-fingered children with runny noses running up and down the hall to see the new Disney Pixar, and I'm thinking, I kind of wish I had like a mask or something.
Yeah.
And now here we are, so.
now you have to have one.
Now you have to have one.
So, Milani said she finally ate out, but they took takeout. Hey, that's great too.
You bet.
Yeah.
Still support those guys and gals as much as possible because it's been a rough year for just about everybody in that regard. But I know when I was talking with Morgan, Johnny, I was like, we'll be on for half an hour, see how it goes. And now we're 51 minutes into this
Oh,
thing.
man. Okay. Yeah.
So, anything else on your guys' mind before we maybe wrap things up?
I agree with you, Michelle. I have done a lot of renting or downloading in my living room up until now because I love movies, and we are going to give some away. We just gave one away, and we're going to be giving away some more in the near future, Michelle. So watch our Facebook and listen to our station for your chance to win free movie downloads. Coming soon. That's all I'm saying.
A couple of them, as a matter of fact, coming up that are real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That are real good.
And speaking of station stuff, if you're a football fan, predicting winners could get you $50,000. I mean, that's not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
I mean, I'm not a money guy, but that sounds like good, easy opportunity to win some money. So
I never do good with those brackets. I've always lost. I've lost a fortune, but I always play. I always play because I think, what if I don't play and I would have won and somebody wins $1 million or something? So.
I will say this. I'm not a big gambling guy, but a buddy of mine kind of got me into one of those sports betting things. And so, like, every football Sunday, I'll take $2 and put 2 different lineups in and just see what happens. And that's like my limit. So, like, if I stink, I'm out $8 to $10.
Yeah, right.
And lately, I've been out $8 to $10 a month. That's kind of how I've been doing. I just haven't had any luck. But it's fun to do. It's a fun little, like, I get
Tom
some
and I
enjoyment
used
out of
to
it.
bet every time the Spurs played the Bulls.
Yes.
Chicago and San Antonio, we would bet $1 crisp dollar.
$1.
$1.
And we'll have to do that again. I'm actually excited about my team. We got a new coach. I don't know if you saw that. Billy Donovan coming over from OKC. So maybe some of you Thunder fans on here. He's no longer there. He's going to be with the Bulls. And so maybe they'll be good for a change. It's been a while. The Spurs finally fell out after years upon years of being good. And the Bulls are back. And the Bulls have been out for a while. So
it's all Kawhi Leonard's fault.
It's okay.
I blame him for all this.
Were you happy to see him get eliminated by the Nuggets?
I kind of was. I kind of was. Well, Amy says you need to do this every Wednesday night. We might do it every other Wednesday night for sure. We'll let you know.
Yeah, I think we'll keep doing, like we did an event on Facebook with it, so let you guys know, hey, here's what we're thinking about, and if there's a topic, like I wanted to talk game shows tonight, maybe next week. Johnny has something that's on his mind. Morgan has something on her mind. One quick thing, I teased this earlier. I do need to mention this because Rachel's got to get this computer here in a little bit. We're driving home from one of these local restaurants yesterday. And we're coming down the road in our neighborhood. I saw a tarantula crossing the street.
Really?
So I was at first like, what is this? Because I see this black, what was like a dot, and all of a sudden, once we got closer to it, you could see the legs. There was a tarantula in our neighborhood crossing the street.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Rachel, did you see that? And she was like, see what? And I was like, there was a tarantula crossing the street. She was like, well, if that's the case, we're moving out of Amarillo.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't living here anymore. We're getting out.
They're doing their feeding and getting ready to go into their little hole for a while.
Yeah.
Because
they'll be out and about for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, they can hurry the heck up and get in that hole quickly, right?
I agree.
Go out to Wildcat Bluff, and it's just like lots of them. So if you want to scare the wife,
that's the place to do it.
I'm the person in the meme with the spider in their house that shows the house on fire.
Right.
Yeah, I don't do spiders, no.
And they're about like that big.
They're big.
Big enough.
Not like that.
Well,
I'm sure they're bigger in Australia.
I'd say in Australia, you got those huntsman spiders or whatever. Which if I saw one of those, I might just say, I'm out. Wherever I'm at, I give up. I quit. This spider wins. He can have the place.
Good grief! I've seen video on YouTube of those huntsman spiders, and you think that's got to be fake. I mean,
it does. It's got. And the tarantulas are hairy too. So like I don't think the huntsmans are as hairy. So like the hairy factor is what's kind of creepy about a tarantula outside
Tarantulas can jump. That's the scary thing, is to watch one of them jump about 3 yards. You know, they're about 10 feet. They bing.
Yeah.
And you know, before you're ready for it, they're on your stomach.
Oh,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Matt likes to pick them up and put them back in the alley. You're a braver man than I am, Matt.
right.
I'm going the other way. If he's going that way, I'm going the other way. So,
There you go.
oh, great! My nightmares just got some fuel. Thanks, Ann. Appreciate that.
Even better.
Thank you very much. If I don't sleep tonight, now you know why. But well, guys, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. What do you think?
I think
Thanks for
so.
hanging out. Yeah.
All right. So
Thanks everybody for joining us. We
yes.
had fun tonight.
Thank you very much. And yeah, every couple of weeks, every so often, we'll hop on here, look for events, look for posts on our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram for when we'll be doing this again. If there's a topic that maybe you like, let us know. We can, if you want our thoughts on something, and then we'll see what happens next time we do this. But thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Have a good night.
And thanks for
Good
listening
night.
to The Eagle.
Thank you.
Have a good night.